Every state in America has its share of legends and eerie stories, but there are some that are so rooted in reality that they send shivers down the spine of even the most skeptical. This is one of those stories about the truckers who vanished into thin air. It was a chilly evening in November 2012, in the desolate stretch of Highway 51 that cuts through the heartland of rural Missouri. The moon was a thin crescent, barely lighting up the night sky. Truck drivers who frequented this route knew it as a place where the loneliness of the road seemed to swallow you whole. One particular truck stop, the Last Chance Rest Area, was notorious for its unsettling atmosphere. The fluorescent lights flickered intermittently, and the old creaky diner served food that could only be described as questionable. On this particular night, the rest area was abuzz with activity. A handful of truckers were gathered in the diner, swapping stories about their long hauls. Their conversations were filled with the usual banter, punctuated by occasional laughs and groans about the state of the highways. The lull of the night was broken only by the distant hum of truck engines and the occasional chirp of crickets. But this night was different. Unbeknownst to them, it would become a part of trucking folklore. It was around 11 p.m. when the first trucker, Steve Mallory, a seasoned driver known for his calm demeanor, decided to hit the road again. He had just finished his meal, and after a quick stop at the restroom, he climbed into his rig. The other truckers gave him a friendly wave as he rolled out of the rest area and merged onto the highway. Half an hour later, another trucker named Gary Robinson prepared to leave. He was new to the route, having recently taken a job with a long-haul company. He too went through his usual routine, paid the bill, chatted with a few fellow drivers, and then headed to his truck. What happened next defies logical explanation. Gary, who was supposed to follow Steve closely to familiarize himself with the route, never reached his destination. His truck was last spotted leaving the Last Chance Rest Area, but it never arrived at the next checkpoint. Radio contact was lost, and by morning, his truck was missing. The disappearance of Gary Robinson was initially met with the usual skepticism. Truckers were known for having tall tales after all. But when Steve Mallory, who had been seen leaving the rest area just before Gary, also failed to check in, authorities became concerned. A search operation was launched, and local police scoured the area, focusing on the stretch of highway between the rest area and Gary's expected destination. The search teams found no trace of either trucker, no tire tracks off the road, no sign of an accident. It was as if they had vanished into thin air. The mystery deepened when several truckers who had been at the rest area that night reported strange occurrences. One driver, Rick Delaney, claimed he had seen something odd just before Steve and Gary left. According to Rick, a figure in a dark coat had been lurking around the perimeter of the rest area. He thought nothing of it at the time, assuming it was just someone waiting for a ride. Another driver, Ellen Foster, reported a chilling experience. She had stepped outside to get some fresh air and saw what she described as a shadowy mist rolling over the area. It was unusual, but not alarming enough for her to mention it immediately. The next morning, she learned about the disappearances and felt a cold shiver run down her spine. As weeks passed without any trace of Steve or Gary, rumors began to circulate. Some locals whispered about a curse that befell travelers in the area, while others suggested more sinister possibilities. The local sheriff, John Mitchell, who had taken a personal interest in the case, decided to investigate further. Sheriff Mitchell discovered something troubling. The Last Chance Rest Area had a history of similar disappearances, though most had been written off as accidents or cases of people running off. However, he found records of other truckers who had reported unusual incidents at the rest area: strange noises, flickering lights, and odd shadows. One piece of evidence stood out: an old ledger from the 1980s, noting that several truckers had reported disturbances in the same area. These were dismissed as prank calls or exaggerations at the time, but the recurring theme was unsettling. Theories abounded about what might have happened. Some suggested a serial killer targeting truckers, though there was no evidence to support this theory. Others believed in supernatural explanations: ghostly apparitions, curses, or a malevolent presence preying on travelers. One of the most chilling theories was that of a mysterious fog or mist that could disorient travelers and lead them astray. The shadowy mist seen by Ellen Foster, combined with the eerie atmosphere of the rest area, led some to believe that there was something otherworldly at play. Despite extensive searches and investigations, neither Steve Mallory nor Gary Robinson were ever found. The case eventually went cold, and the Last Chance Rest Area became infamous among truckers. Stories of the mysterious disappearances spread far and wide, turning the rest area into a place of dread. Years later, some drivers still report feeling an eerie chill when passing by the rest area. Some claim to see strange lights or hear unsettling sounds, while others simply avoid the area altogether. The tale of the disappearing truckers serves as a haunting reminder of the mysteries that lie in the darkest corners of our world. Whether it's a shadowy figure lurking in the mist or something more sinister, the story of Steve Mallory and Gary Robinson remains an unsettling enigma, leaving us to wonder what really happened on that fateful night. And so, the legend of the Last Chance Rest Area lives on. A chilling reminder that not all stories have a clear ending, and sometimes the shadows on the road are more than just darkness. So that's it, guys. If you want to watch more videos like this, then please subscribe this channel and press the like button.